Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. For today's video, I wanted to sit down with you guys and I want to talk about 10 skincare and makeup items that I've stopped buying. These have all been conscious decisions that I've either taken a while ago or I've taken, nearby in the near past, but I've taken the decision and I've stopped buying them for reasons that I will tell you guys. And they're not reasons like I have enough of it and that's why I don't need to buy more, because if that's going to be our judging parameter, I need to stop buying everything right about now. Now I have to emphasize on the fact that these are all my opinions about these items. You can have different opinion and it's completely fine. It's just a nice thing to think about. We have all of the time in the world to think right now, so you might as well think about your buying decisions so that you can improve them a little if you need to, or you can just change them up a little bit if you need to. Again, obviously, again, I am no one to preach anything to you guys. I have my own imperfections. I still buy a lot of items that might not be most environmental friendly, but I'm trying my own little tiny steps that I can take to just make up for a lot of things. And some of these are not even related to the environment. They're just straight up, I don't need this product, and I don't think a lot of you need those products as well. So yes, without any further ado, if you want to know about some things that I've stopped buying, then please keep on watching. The first thing that I've stopped purchasing, and I've talked about this quite a few times, are wet wipes, makeup wipes, wipes of all sorts, because they're very heavy on the nature and also they're not the best for your skin. They can be pretty abrasive on the skin, which doesn't really make sense. I know these are lazy girl's best friend, but there's so many other alternatives that are equally just non-mehnati, and a microfiber cloth has to be one of those. You can just wet it and remove your makeup, and it actually removes makeup much better than these wipes. So a switch is actually better for your skin and the environment. Now I know by logic a lot of you people tend to extend this to a sheet mask as well. Now most sheet masks are biodegradable because they're made out of cellulose, but I get it that the outer packaging is pretty heavy on the nature. But please hear me out. I have really dry skin that gets flaky, patchy, cracky, everything, and there are just some days that my skin needs that extra hydration and that boost that a sheet mask can give to you, and that's why I haven't stopped using sheet masks. But we do have an alternative for that as well. What I have gotten now is this pack of 30 sheet masks in one. So this is in the packaging of a wet wipe. So how you like pull out a wet wipe, you can pull out a sheet mask from this. So it's lesser packaging based, so it's much better for the environment, and you can still take care of your skin. What you can do with the sheets is, if you have any plant at home or if you have a garden like I do, you can just wash them with water once and then just dump it in your own garden, so you don't need to throw it out and create more wastage for landfills. Item number 2 that I stopped buying is physical exfoliators. Now again, not all physical exfoliators are bad. There's so many ones that are amazing, but I feel like chemical exfoliators do a much better job and are much quicker at it as well. Now especially for physical exfoliators that have walnut or apricot in them, I have completely stopped buying them because these are really bad for your skin. I know the feel is amazing, you feel like you're doing so much for your skin, but you're actually really harming your skin because the shards in these scrubs are really sharp and they can create micro tears on your skin, which leads to a lot of inflammation and a lot of bacteria growth as well, and it can lead to more breakouts as well. And that's why, looking back, I used to scrub my skin every single day because I used to think that cleaning your skin is the only way that you can get acne free skin. That's what a lot of people say, just wash your face and you'll be acne free. And I had acne issues, so as a teen who wasn't very comfortable, I used to just scrub my face every single day so that I could get rid of the acne, and it led to even more acne. So I am saying bye bye. I've said bye bye actually a while ago to any sort of scrub that has walnut or apricot in it. I still do physically exfoliate my skin with scrubs that have round spherical beads in there, which are gentle on the skin, but mostly I would say 80% I have shifted to a chemical exfoliant. Next up on my list are peel-off masks. Now raise your hand if the coolest thing that you ever saw as a kid was ever youth golden mask being peeled off by your mom and you couldn't wait to grow up and use it on your skin. I know, I was the one. Peel-off masks can be really interesting to use. It can be very satisfying to use, but I've seen that they don't really do anything for you. Now, I do have to say that Gravity Mud by Glam Glow is slightly different. It does not claim about lifting your blackheads off or anything of that sort, but it claims about firming and tightening your skin. But still, I think Glam Glow's other masks, the Youth Mud and all of those, which are clay masks that dry down on your skin, are much better than these. I've seen peel-off masks do almost nothing for your skin, and they're really bad for the environment as well, especially these ones that have glitter in them. They're just really really bad because you tend to just throw them off or dispose them off in your sink, and the plastic in the glitter can really pollute the water as well. So I said bye to peel off mask. I don't think I've got a peel off mask in a while now, like in a long while. I'm only using up whatever I have. I do have a lot of peel off masks because I do get a lot of PR, which can be a little sad sometimes. I tend to message a lot of PR companies to not send me a lot of things, but they end up sending it to me anyway, and it just adds to a lot of things that I don't want to use, and this has to be one of it. Peel off masks for me, I think I'm done with the whole peel satisfaction or whatever it is. I think I'm fine without this as well. The last skincare item on my list has to be a shaving gel. Now, if you don't know, I have been a shaver. I have been shaving since I was 14, 15. I was in 9th the first time I shaved. But yes, this is the first shaving gel I ever bought, and this has been the last. I'm pretty sure it's very well expired. Let me check. This expired in 2018 and it's still taking up space in my washroom counter, so I'm gonna get rid of this. But I feel like there's no specific need for a shaving gel because our hair tends to be much more softer. For men, I understand they need a shaving gel because their beard hair, it can be really thick, so they need something to get a little drip on their face. But the hair on our legs or our hands isn't that coarse, so you can definitely just use your shower gel or maybe a conditioner or something, just make it glide on your skin. Plus, Gillette in itself also has those razors which already have a soap bar, so you don't really need a shaving gel. So this was my first, my last. Never repurchased it, never felt the need to repurchase it. I generally just shave after wetting my skin, so I don't even use a shower gel or anything. I just go like that. Now, it's not for everyone because I know that some people get razor burns. I personally don't get razor burns even if I shave my wet skin, but please do patch test before going all over your body. But for me, I think this was a pretty useless product. Coming to makeup, the first item I have, and so many people's favorite, I have a color corrector. Now, I've never truly been into the color corrector bandwagon. I tried to be because I felt like that was the correct way to go about it, and I thought everything needs to be color corrected. So I had this 4-pan color corrector from e.l.f. and I used to use every color to just correct non-existent flaws, man. I needed to brighten up my eyes and I needed to correct my red spots and whatnot, and it's just not necessary. 90% of us don't even need a color corrector. I understand that when color correctors were a thing back in the day, and they're coming up again now, but back in the day when they were a thing, foundations weren't really heavy on the coverage, but now we have such amazing foundations that cover it up for you. You don't really need a color corrector any longer, and I just feel it's a pretty useless product in my opinion. If you have discoloration, a darker shade of concealer will do it for you. That orange concealer trend that I've been seeing everywhere, it's just too much, and people tend to overuse it as well. So for me, I've stopped using color correctors. I've stopped buying color correctors. I never bought the LA Girl orange corrector. That was the jam. Everyone had it, everyone used it. I never bought it because I never felt the need to do so. We have amazing coverage foundations, we have amazing coverage concealers, and on top of that we have powders that have coverage as well. With so much coverage, you truly don't really need color correctors. There would be a few percentage of the population that needs color corrector, like a very few, like maybe 1%, not more than that, 1% that do need color correction, and even for them, orange is the only color you need. This sort of a palette, this whole situation right here, or even the K-Beauty color corrector sticks that have purple and green and whatnot, I don't really think you need it. Let's talk about contouring palettes. Now, I was obsessed. I had every famous contouring palette because everyone was using it and I thought I needed it, but I have a few issues with contouring palettes. Now, I, as you can see, had a few different favorite shades. This yellow one being the top, then we have the orange one and this contouring shade. Look at the other shades. They've been barely touched, and that's my issue, because generally you tend to be just going for one shade, and once you're done with that, you need to repurchase the whole palette to get that one particular shade, because you can't get it individually. Some of the companies do sell them individually, but a lot of them, they just don't sell it individually, and that's why I think contouring palettes overall are a pretty waste of money and space, because you're going to be using only 1 or 2 shades out of them, and then the whole palette is just going to be redundant, just like it has become for me. I still need to completely use these 2 colors, but these 3 shades, they're pretty useless for me. So I would rather go for one bronzer, like a separate bronzer or separate contour, which I know works for my skin tone, rather than buying a palette again. Which brings me to highlighter palettes. Different product, same logic. There's so many shades that I don't end up using. For example, in this palette, I can't use this shade, I can't use this shade, and I don't think I can use this shade, not even as a bronzer, because this has too much gold in there and it doesn't really work with my skin that well, especially if I'm using it as a bronzer. So for me, I can only use this or maybe a little bit of this mixed in with this. But overall, I feel like, again, if you get that one highlighter that really works for your skin, you don't need a palette like these. These are very space consuming palettes. You need a lot of space for them. Just getting a single of one of the highlighters that work for you is gonna cost you lesser space, lesser money, lesser everything. I know a lot of times what we see is, oh, we're getting 6 highlighters for $20. But if you're gonna use just one of those 6 and the pans are gonna be smaller than a general highlighter that you get, then you're actually ending up spending more money. It's better to get one bigger highlighter that works for you for $20 or 2,000 rupees, whatever amount that you want to calculate. It's better to get that so that you are getting the full value of your money. Let's move on to some eyelash products. Nothing against eyelashes, but I think eyelashes have the most useless products out there in the market. Starting off with an eyelash curler. Now, when this was invented, I think it would have been useful because mascara technology wasn't so advanced. But in today's day and age, when you get amazing curling mascaras, lengthening mascaras, volumizing mascaras, this actually becomes a little redundant for me. Plus, I honestly feel this is like a torture device for your eyes. I always have skin that gets trapped in between here, which can really cause serious injuries and infection, you guys. I don't think you guys would have ever seen me using this. I rarely, like not even once in a blue moon, like half in a blue moon, use an eyelash curler. I am not a fan of eyelash curlers. I've never liked them, and I didn't really ever buy, like I think I bought one eyelash curler and after that I've never bought an eyelash curler. This one was something that I got in PR and I just had it lying around so I could include it in the video, but eyelash curler is a no for me. Next up, I have a fiber mascara. What a fiber mascara is that you get these cotton fibers that you need to build up on your lashes and then you apply mascara so that your lashes can look like falsies. In all honesty, just get falsies because this is so not only inconvenient but can be pretty dangerous. I think in one of my videos, it was a pack one brand tutorial or something, and I was applying the pack fiber mascara and the fiber got into my eye and my eye started watering like no one's business. It was so irritating and it was hurting my eye as well. I don't think there's anything more important than the health of your eye, especially not trying to make them look like falsies with these fibers. They're very inconvenient, and I think the same logic does extend to eye primers as well, the white eye primers. I had one of them a while ago. I think it was a L'Oreal mascara, and I never really ended up using the primer side because I felt it was too much of a task trying to cover up the white primer with black mascara and making sure that every lash is coated. I just feel like there's so many amazing normal mascaras out there in the market that you don't really need products like this anymore. And even if they're not and you have really sparse lashes, I think just getting false lashes is a better option than these because these can be really dangerous. It's not just about the amount of effort you have to put in but also the safety of your eyes that is at concern, and I would any day put the safety of my eyes as my top priority. Let's move on to the last item now, and for me that has to be a body illuminator. Now, I've never truly been highlighting my body anyway. I don't apply highlighter on my collarbones or on my shoulders or anywhere. I just feel, first of all, it doesn't really, I don't know, I don't find it very appealing. But secondly, products like these, they tend to get on your clothes as well, and it's just no. This one actually says it's transfer proof, but it's not. It does still get onto your clothes. I am not into body makeup. I feel like face is enough. You don't need to cover all over your body, and especially because it does tend to get on your clothes. And even if you're wearing something like this, which wouldn't really get in touch with the products, but when you're meeting someone or when you're hugging someone, it does transfer onto their clothes. I know right now you would be just doing namaste to everyone from far, but just talking in a normal life situation, products like these, just I don't get the hype over them, and I don't get the amount of effort that you have to put into them. Like just applying them all over your body and making sure everything looks perfect and just amazing. I don't know why is it such a bad thing if your pigmentation shows through or if a stretch mark shows through. They're normal. We should normalize pigmentation and stretch marks. I have stretch marks all over, on my chest, everywhere, and I think it's okay. Like there's nothing to hide, like there's nothing to hide about them. Now, this wasn't a planned decision, but because we were talking about stretch marks, I remember that I have these because I was sent these by the companies, but I've never really used it. Look at how much quantities in there. I've never used it. I think both of these might as well be expired by now because I never used these. I never found the idea of these products really interesting. Like for bio oil, like I get it if you're an expectant mom, you want to rub your tummy because you don't want it to get dry, but any moisturizer, any body oil would do the same. Products like these, I feel like they feed into the insecurities of people because stretch marks are something so normal. As a person who has gained and lost weight multiple times, stretch marks have become a part of who I am, because when you gain weight or when you lose weight, your skin tends to stretch in and stretch out, and stretch marks is something that you will get. There is nothing that can stop it, nothing that can reverse it. So for me, products like these just become a little redundant, and again, just to constantly think about how I can make myself perfect when you already are perfect. You don't need to perfect perfection. You are just fine the way that you are, and I just feel these products, they don't need to be a category overall, but then again, there are people who would be advocates for them, so I don't want to offend anyone, but I'm just, again, letting my opinion out in the public view. Okay? My opinion, nothing else. But yes, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, then don't forget to comment and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. Also, let me know what other videos you guys would like to see in this quarantine phase, and I would love to do it for you guys. I hope you guys are all safe, staying home, and yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Till then, take care. Mwah. Bye.